All right. Any notes?
Yeah, a couple things. Morgan sort of weepily welding.
I think he was making a jail
Me
cell,
too. That's what I thought
which is
too.
reminiscent of the cell that the cheesemaker had him in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
And is a sign of peace.
Blessed are the cheesemakers. Yes, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, it's
I
a sign of what civilized people do with bad people.
And I thought he was probably feeling some measure of guilt that the wolf escaped
Yeah. He's like, next
his
time
would-be
some
jail.
killer comes through, I'm going to be ready for him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have a cell that can hold a wolf, so to speak. By the way, the Talking Dead mentioned that the sanctuary was is a privately owned, decommissioned telecom facility.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting? And they said allegedly, so we don't know if it's true or not. Allegedly, the owner uses that giant satellite dish to search for extraterrestrial life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So they called it the sanctuary, huh?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know if they did or they didn't.
Okay.
I assume they did because there's a picture of it on the screen, but you're right. Maybe they didn't. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to take
Maybe it did. Maybe it's not an outpost.
Gregory's Zed head, his stand-in Zed head, by the way, were based on Greg Nicotero's head.
And
What?
well, one was Greg Nicotero and one was Johnny Depp.
What?
I read that online.
Are you kidding me?
And Nicotero said he didn't remember who the third one was. Yeah.
Oh my God. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Depp, huh?
Johnny Depp made a cameo.
Yeah, he sure
But
did.
it sounded like Nicotero was like, I don't know if I should say this, so maybe they didn't get Johnny Depp's permission, but they had a mold of his skull laying around from like one of those pirate movies
Pirates
or
of the
something.
Caribbean, yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. That's awesome. I love it. I wonder if it's the one that Rick picked up and punched in the nose. Hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, I enjoyed the Father Gabriel reciting Bible verse before killing that dude because it reminded me of Jules in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I mean, the whole scene that you mentioned, the firefight, I was just feeling like uncomfortable because it's people killing people.
Yep.
And it's mostly our people raiding and killing unsuspecting other people. And
Yes.
it's like, oh my God, it's not pleasant.
No.
Maybe it's necessary, who knows, but it's
Yeah.
not fun.
It's hard to watch. Hard to watch.
Yeah. It's like Full Metal Jacket all of a sudden. So, anything else?
Nope.
I loved the creepy zombie chick in the beginning that Carol had to put away.
With
She
the
looked
googly
really
eye?
good. Yeah, I think her face was CG warped maybe because her mouth opened wider than you'd think a real human mouth should open.
Oh.
I don't know for sure, but it just looked really, really good, Like, oh yeah, there's a good zombie. And then later on, there was one with no hands that I thought was awesome.
What happened to that zombie's hands?
I don't know. The other zombies ate his hands.
Oh, we'll never know. Yeah, could be.
I wonder if Morgan always has to carry that stick around everywhere he goes. He reminds me of Linus.
It's his comfort stick.
Yeah. Carol puts his cookie on Sam's grave. Do you think Carol feels any responsibility for
Yes.
Sam's death?
Yes. She should.
She should. I think
Yes.
she should,
Yeah, hell yeah.
What else? I think it was smart. The one part of their plan that was smart was to go a couple hours before dawn, as they said, when the guards are tired and everyone else is asleep.
Yeah. Didn't they go at midnight, though?
Well, he said we'll go in a couple hours before dawn.
Oh, okay.
And I think they did because it started to get light pretty quickly.
Right. We'll leave it.
And
We'll leave at midnight. Yeah, that's true.
Rick said we'll keep Jesus in the shadows, which I think is poetic as a metaphor. What else?
Tara was 9 months pregnant. The Alana Masterson.
Oh, wow.
She was 9 months pregnant when they filmed that. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So, do you think Tara and Heath going away is because of that? We're not going to get a
Yes.
Tara Heath episode.
Yes, I do believe that that's no, I don't. I think that that was probably they're like,
Yeah,
okay, this
makes
is
sense.
probably it for you. Yeah,
Right.
she said she was waddling onto the set, and they were really trying to film her, but you can totally see that she's great with child.
Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah, it just feels like a real downer to me. I wish they would have at least taken a little more time to scope out the situation before rushing in and killing all the sleeping people.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And if it is an outpost, you're in big, big trouble. And if
Yeah.
they've got like a giant, vast army of people that you don't know about, oh, it's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, they're not. They're gonna be like. They're not gonna be in any mood to deal this
Nope,
time.
nope.
All right. I think that's good. Let's take a little break. There's more. Sponsor is Fracture,
Yay, fracture.
our favorite. What can you tell me about Fracture? What
Well,
is it?
I can tell you that it's taking your wonderful pictures that you've taken, your personal pictures, and transforming them into gorgeous fused glass pieces of art that you hang on your wall. And it's a frame, and it's the picture, the whole thing all
And the
in one.
mounts, yeah.
And they're glowy and they're beautiful. And there's a couple of big holidays coming up, people. Mother's Day, Father's Day, just saying. And that's a perfect present for your peeps.
And it's for as little as $15. You can use any of your own photos, digital photos. You can upload them, and then they'll send you back one of these things that Karen just described. Or they also have an art store on their website at fractureme.com. They have all kinds of stuff up there: black and whites, nature photos, fine art, architecture, really beautiful stuff. If you just want to, get a nice piece to help spruce up your walls. But I think the best is just find a personal picture that you're really proud of your family, or just something beautiful that you took, and stick it up on the wall. It can really change the feel of a room. I have a few up.
Yeah.
And it's a here's what I love about it. It's a really beautiful presentation. It's simple, elegant, really vivid. It's modern, but I think timeless. And not only is it nice looking, but it's really easy. So I'm pretty lazy. I like to do things that are as little effort as possible. and it's great when you can do that and actually have the result turn out better than if you did something that took more time and effort. And that's what this is. You just upload your photo, then it gets delivered in this beautiful presentation, and you don't have to frame it. It has the backing with the little hole. All you got to do is hammer a nail in and stick it on there. It's ready to go.
You know what? And it just gave me an idea. My dad just gave me a bunch of old photos of his from when he was young. And I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to scan one of those images in, do a real high quality scan, and then get Fracture to make a beautiful.
That'll be awesome.
Wouldn't that be a nice present for him?
Figure out what he says.
Yeah, I will.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
Well, you just gave me the idea because you mentioned the holidays. So I'm going to get one for my mom.
Oh, nice.
Maybe I'll even ask her what picture she wants, because she's seen a few of them now.
Aw, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So we really love Fracture. They're our longtime sponsors. We're really proud to have them as sponsors. And we know that those of you who have tried them, at least anyone who's contacted us, has said they love it too. So if you haven't tried them out yet, you can go to fractureme.com and enter promo code ZHEAD, ZEDHEAD, and you get 10% off your first order. Thanks to Fracture for your support.
Thanks, Fracture.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Deadcast news update.
You think that'll ever get old?
No, I really don't. We laugh every single time. We're so dumb.
It's funny. So I forgot to mention this, but Chapter 1 of Telltale's Michonne game came out like a week or so ago, and that features the voice talents of Samira Wiley from Orange is the New Black as Michonne from the comic. It's Michonne from the comic.
Oh, so who is she in Orange is the New Black?
She's Poussey.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, she's really good. I haven't had a chance to play this game yet, but I am going to as soon as I get a few minutes. But if you have, write in and let us know what you thought. I'm really curious. I've heard good things online. Next, Melissa McBride told Entertainment Weekly about her 2 favorite Walker kills from all of The Walking Dead.
Ooh, what are they?
She says, quote, "One of them was in season 4 where Carol goes down to the bridge outside of the fence at the prison to get the gunk out of the hose.
Yes.
And Rick sees her down there and is, of course, calling her, 'Carol!' If he hadn't called her, do you think the walkers would have noticed?" Anyway, so the walkers come and she's got to kill them, and she runs up to the fence and kills one with a hacksaw, and it gets stuck in his head. That was a really fun one to shoot. And then she says the other one was Terminus, and that was just to obliterate a bunch of them with an explosion, and that was a lot of fun.
Yep. It was fun for us too.
Yeah, that was Carol at her most lethal.
Yeah, I love that scene.
All right, next, Fear the Walking Dead DVD and Blu-rays are coming out sometime later in March. I don't have the exact date, but soon. And it'll have a bunch of bonus content, hours it says, including deleted scenes, commentary, and 7 behind-the-scenes featurettes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The next, I talked a little bit about Glenn Mazzara's new series, Damien, that's like an extension of the Omen movie. That premiered Monday, March 7th, which actually is today for us, but it'll probably be last night or later for you guys. It's, I didn't mention this before, I don't think, but Scott Wilson's one of the stars of that.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Which makes
Herschel.
sense, you know, people like to work with the same people.
Yep.
So I think he plays kind of an ominous character.
What?
Not
That's
sure.
hard to imagine.
Would you not want to see him that way?
No, I'd want to see him anywhere I possibly could. I'm a huge fan.
Even if he was a child murderer?
Okay.
That's so dark.
Yeah, it's so hard to
Anyway,
imagine.
Sorry, never mind. Okay, next. I want to see it even more now just to see what he'll do on there. But it said he's not very much in the pilot.
Oh, huh.
Then this last one is just a little bit spoilery about Negan's character, what Negan's character is like. So if you don't want to hear that, then you can just skip ahead to the next section. But this is why Scott Gimple thinks Jeffrey Dean Morgan is perfect to play Negan. He says, as far as Jeffrey goes, the glee that he had in the idea of being able to play this role was perfect for this role. The glee that he showed is so similar to the kind of id that Negan displays. It isn't just that physically he resembles him. Jeffrey's enthusiasm mirrors the character's enthusiasm. Negan is an extremely enthusiastic character, and he's not subtle. There really aren't a lot of half measures. He's a bull in a china shop, and the china shop is the world. And he's not very concerned about what he breaks. I saw Jeffrey smile, and I said, "Oh, that's Negan's smile." Well, this is exciting.
You know, people are so psyched about seeing Negan. He must have some kind of charm and charisma in the comic.
Yeah, he's very, just when he's on the page, it's engaging, and you can't wait to see what he'll do next. And he's really unpredictable, and so he's a really great villain.
Great.
But we'll see. I mean, I hate anytime you overhype something, you're probably going to be disappointed.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
I wouldn't expect to feel that way if I were you. I think he's going to suck.
Okay. Then I'm looking forward to him sucking.
Okay, good. Perfect. All right, let's move on to listener moans, groans, grunts.
This first one comes from Jason Weaver, who writes, I'm not sure how I root for people who just kill in cold blood. For the purpose of this episode, our heroes were the villains. They massacred innocent people in their sleep. Most of who they killed are likely just mindless foot soldiers. There was no self-defense, no vengeance, no justification. They're just cold-blooded killers now. Hard to see the good in them at this point. Yeah.
I think that's taking it a bit extreme. We know some of them are not innocent. It's possible none of them are innocent. We don't know. We just don't know. But to call them all innocent, I would not say that.
Yeah, but they certainly weren't aware that they were at war.
They were
with-
defenseless.
Yeah, they were
That's for
defenseless,
sure.
and
Yeah.
to declare a war on somebody, the other party has to know you're at war.
Yeah. But, well, I guess when you say innocent, if you had a group of people that have been going around stealing half of people's stuff and killing one of them off each time they meet them, I don't think you can call them innocent even if they're asleep.
Yeah.
You know? But I see where you're coming from, and I actually appreciate your point of view, Jason. I really do, actually. Paula Bone says, the Polaroids on the wall suggested at least that one dude was pretty messed up in the head. I don't think these were innocent people, but no way for Rick's group to know that going in.
If only they had fracture, and then they could have turned those Polaroids into something beautiful.
Something really beautiful.
Jason Weaver responds with, they tried to sell us that by showing us the pictures. I don't doubt some of them are evil, but not every single one. These don't strike me as the highest intelligence of people. I can't believe each and every one deserved to be murdered in their sleep. Well, that's what Rick commanded. Rick is like, kill them
all of them. Yep. Kristen Hallberg says, this group also had a run with Negan's innocent foot soldiers. Let's not forget they were absolutely going to kill Daryl, Abraham, and Sasha without a second thought. The guards played with a corpse head and then tossed it aside. The Polaroids above the man's head proved he was a murderer. I don't think they were going to kill all three of them. They were going to definitely kill one of them, Abraham.
And I thought that the Polaroids were of zombies, not of humans. But
oh, really?
That's what I thought, because they looked like they were zombie kills. But
we'll talk more about that in the next week's section.
Okay.
And she goes on, and these people are still with a guy who killed a 16-year-old kid to make a point. My guess is they deserved it. They have had to play defense with their lives for so long, the new world demands they be ruthless. It's how that world works until people stop killing each other for leverage. It's almost reminiscent of the Wild West when cowboys killed each other over poker hands. The Walking Dead universe is in a primitive time, and that should be remembered. And they have no food. This is the deal. They are hardened warriors at this point. It's the best deal for everyone to live. Rick and company forever. Well, I would say the world will work that way until someone is brave enough to change it. And if no one's ever brave enough to change it, then it's just going to keep being that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like they devolved. Yeah. I mean, that's how we all used to be, but we rose above our animal nature.
So someone's got to be the one to rise above. And if no one ever does, then yes, it's always just going to be everyone killing everyone else.
Yep. Jason Weaver responds, this brings up big issues that we have in real life. Are soldiers following orders as guilty as their leaders? Probably most of these saviors are dimwits following the orders, presumably from Negan. Are they guilty enough to be murdered in their sleep for following orders? What if they were committing bad acts under duress by being threatened themselves by Negan?
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
I like the back and forth here, so I put a bunch of them in. But Kristen responds, Rick's original Grady memorial plan. This time he didn't let Morgan or Tyrese shut it down. He did it diplomatically, though, and not crazy man style.
That's funny.
Yeah, he said, we all need to agree on this. And Morgan's like, I don't agree. And he's like, okay, let's go.
Let's go. Thanks for your input.
But yeah, everyone else agreed.
Paula Hopper says, dude, Father Gabriel's prayer was like totally straight out of the Boondock Saints or something, lol. When did he become so fucking awesome?
Brian Lee says it was a tamer version of Pulp Fiction, the scripture Julius quotes before killing someone.
Yep. Larry Blake writes, in an accent of Simon Cowell, utterly huge failure in planning. Why go attack an unknown force based on sketchy details on the grounds? They could have stopped them for a week or so, identify Negan, ambush him on a solo trip, or snipe him. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Aubrey Churchward says, this one was really hard to watch. We talk a lot about when it's necessary to take out threats, but killing dozens of men in their sleep seems extreme and makes me feel really sad for the emotional state of the group. I'm happy to see Carol facing up to her emotions about killing. I think it'll lead her to become an even stronger and better leader in the group.
I hope so.
Could be.
Michael Costa writes, I have a sick feeling in my stomach that Maggie won't make it out of season 6 alive.
I kind of do too. We'll see. George Parker says, great episode. I loved it. It was definitely the right call on Rick's part to go on the offensive rather than sit back and wait for Negan to find them. I got no problem with the execution of their plan. There were no, quote, innocent people in that bunker. The only thing they could have done better was to scout a little more.
Ashley Haas writes, watching Glenn's face during that scene in the annihilation of the compound was heart-wrenching. Not Glenn's last shred of innocence. Yep, it was.
Fuckity fuck, not Glenn's innocence.
Fuck.
Fuck. Sorry, guys. Laura Willie Swink says, Abraham's being an asshat. You don't break up with the woman who's had your back for 2 years by saying, I thought you were the only woman left on earth, but you're not, so later, sweetheart. Damn, that's cold.
I know. Even a stupid joke about dingleberries. Yeah.
Why is a dingleberry brown? It's like, shut up.
Shut up. God. Sarah Oakes writes, Aaron's reaction to Rick's plan broke my heart. He's obviously holding on to so much guilt about the backpack and the wolf attack. And why is Morgan building a cell? Is he planning to put Rick in there so he can try to fix him? How can he still think that after what happened with after what happened with the wolves? Rosita was right. They don't like to kill, but they have to do it sometimes. Yep.
She started out, I thought, thinking that it wasn't the right thing. And then it became that it was. He said, Aaron's reaction to Rick's plan broke my heart, but then they have to kill.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Brian Lee says, Rick is the new governor, and we all know what happened with him.
Yep, we sure do.
Yeah, I was thinking, because the governor, when he saw all those military guys, I think it was in his very first episode, and he killed them all at the end.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah.
That's when we first realized, oh, this is a bad guy.
Right.
I could totally almost see Rick doing something like that now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he sort of just did.
But the difference is that they had no knowledge
Right.
of these military guys,
Right.
whether they could be a threat or not. But just, if you take that philosophy, this preemptively erasing anything that could be a threat just a couple of steps further, then yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Just kill anyone that has any kind of weapons.
Don West writes, Rick is so suspicious of everyone they encounter, yet every time they are welcomed into a new group, they seem to end up killing people within that group. This showed a very different side to the group. I do think they are crossing a line, making their group not quite as innocent or trustworthy. Glenn makes his first kill of a live person. You can see how much that affected him. He was a wreck. Yeah. So was Heath.
Yeah, don't blame him. Rocco Draxinger says, great episode, but it worries me because our group has never been the aggressor in a situation like this. It left me with a bad feeling that they screwed up. It just felt wrong watching Glenn killing the living for the first time, and it being a group that they know nothing about seemed kind of wrong.
Yep.
And Maria Angel Diaz says, I was kind of expecting Sam's hand to break through the dirt for the cookie.
That's a great way to end it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then we have one email.
It's from Daniel Diaz, who writes, hello, Jason and Karen. I long for the days of the governor and Rick meeting in an abandoned building to work on a peace accord. Like first impressions in First Strikes, you don't have a second chance, which Rick's group has learned from the governor, Terminus, and Wolf encounters. I agree with Rick's strategy to strike first, as everyone is still in survival mode, even though it's been about 3 years since the zombie apocalypse began. But if everyone acts this way, then you just have warring clans and very short lifespans. I don't know where The Walking Dead is headed, as every season is just one bad group after another. There is never peace, and zombies are just an afterthought. Perhaps Rick's group goes back to Terminus and becomes termites. Daniel. Wow.
They have a season where they just lure people in and eat them.
And eat them. I mean, it almost feels like, are you going to devolve to that point? You know?
Yeah. I mean, but they found one at least seemingly good group now, right?
The Hilltop community?
Yeah.
That Gregory's pretty awful, but yeah, all right.
But he's like, well, I don't want to name any politicians, but, just like a kind of a politician awful versus like Satan awful, at least as far as we know so far.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And the guy can take a stabbing and still keep going. So
still keep on ticking. All right. We have a couple of calls. This first one is Isabella from North Carolina.
Hey guys, really enjoyed tonight's episode. Oh, this is Isabella from North Carolina. I just wanted to mention that I found this episode crazy similar to the episode 508, Coda. It was just the way that they were planning and mapping out the whole thing, especially the very end with the walkie-talkies and the man that they were about to shoot, who, by the way, there's a striking resemblance to Officer Bob Lamson, can't go back, Bob. Obviously, the big difference between the two plans was they were going to kill this time rather than to trade. However, I think the next episode is going to mirror Coda even more, hopefully with a different ending. Oh, and last time I forgot to add my zombie sound, so here we go. Bye, guys.
It'll be a different ending because Beth's already dead. Oh.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
She means somebody else, I assume. Yeah, I was thinking that too, because as I mentioned, Rick wanted to go in there and kill everyone that time. So that's what reminded me of that one. But also because that was one of the times where Rick killed somebody and you thought maybe it was kind of questionable.
Yes.
Remember when he shot that dude in the face?
Yes.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah. It's a good Rickism.
You should come to Walker Stalker Charlotte, Isabella, in, I forget what month it is, but go to Walker Stalker Con.
Walker Stalker Charlotte. Oh,
.com.
that's awesome. In North Carolina.
Yeah.
One of my favorite states.
I'm looking forward to that one. All right. Next and final call is our friend Lucy from Scotland, who I told could call in and say whatever she wanted, and I would play it no matter what. I haven't actually listened to it, but here it is.
Hey Jason and Karen, it's Lucy. Taking you up on your offer of a voicemail. So apologies if this is a bit garbled. Karen, we missed you in London. It would have been so nice to meet you, so you have to come next time. Just in case Jason's being modest, he was awesome at all the panels he moderated and made the whole thing so special for everyone who was there. So the boy did good. I came home from Walker Stalker in a bit of a downer. It'd been so cool to be there for a weekend with all the fans. But amazingly, on the Monday, yes, Roshon, my OTP, came true and I was a very happy bunny. Since Walker Stalker, I have now been catching up on all the comics for a second time and trying to mentally prepare for the future, the rest of Season 6. Just watched 612 there, and oh my god, I don't know how I feel about that. My main reaction is that this should be called the Scottish episode. My inner literature geek was feeling major Macbeth vibes when they were prowling around, killing the sleeping men, agonising over the deaths. Seems kind of fitting for a season that's been very kind of grey areas rather than black and white. Something wicked this week comes in the form of Negan, and I am quite excited to see where the show goes from here. Anyway, guys, take care and don't get bit.
Oh, she's got the best voice ever.
Yeah, totally. Thank you.
I love her.
That was nice. Yeah, I guess, I'm still excited to see what happens next, even though I was left feeling kind of down after this week's episode.
Oh, I'm
I'm
totally looking forward to what happens.
I was halfway
next.
wondering if you were going to quit the show.
Really? Because of that?
Well, if you were just going to maybe not quit, but feel like, oh, I don't want to see this.
No, actually, I'm not. I'm very excited for what's going to happen with this whole Negan thing, and I'm going to be proved right. So it was kind of nice to be proved right. So there you are.
We'll see. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, hopefully. All right. Thank you guys for all the messages and the calls and everything. And now it's time for next week on The Walking Dead.
Next week on The Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 13. It's called The Same Boat. Do you want to speculate about what that title means?
It means they're going to go to LA and hook up with the Fear the Walking Dead people.
And get on the same boat as them?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Maybe that's an homage to the Fear the Walking Dead. No, it's probably not. They're probably all on the same boat. Get it? It's directed by Billy Gerhardt, and the
unhelpful little blurb.
You know what? I don't have the unhelpful blurb.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't download it. But here, I'll make up one on the fly. Rick's group is in some peril. What will happen? Meanwhile, back at Alexandria, things are getting tense. There you go. There's the unhelpful blurb. What I did see, however, was a little preview for next week, which was so fabulous. So now can I tell you? So folks, go ahead. And this is a little spoilery. So if you need to skip ahead, skip ahead. The woman on the walkie-talkie, can I say who it is now?
Yeah.
It's the actress Alicia Witt, who was in The Sopranos. Do you remember in The Sopranos, the beautiful redheaded gal who was like the Hollywood agent, her. And she's been in a bunch of things actually, and I think she's lovely. And I first recognized her voice because she's got a very distinctive voice. And then there she is. It's Alicia Witt. So it was kind of neat. So they're on the walkie-talkie, and there's Maggie and Carol being held by a group of about 6 people in the woods. And so clearly Carol's wounded one of the guys, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I just tried to find the blurb, but there isn't one. It wouldn't be very helpful anyway. But anyways.
I think I really summed it up.
Yeah, probably. So I wanted to take a little bit of time in this section, since this section's already a little bit spoilery, to talk to speculate about who might die, but there's going to be something spoilery about the comic that I'm about to mention. So if you don't want to hear kind of a big event that happened in the comic, I think a lot of people already know this, but I'm just warning you, you should just skip on to the end section right now.
Okay, wait.
What?
So before you continue, there's no comic talk?
No comic talk this week because, as I said, none of this stuff happened in the comic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So here we go. So I don't know if you remember this. I think you do, but when we did that whole Walking Dead escape thing, we got a free comic book.
Yeah.
And it was Walking Dead number 100.
Yes.
And inside, Negan took a baseball bat to Glenn's head.
I don't remember that because I didn't even read the comic. I gave it away as a prize.
But I opened up the page and showed you.
And
and
you
I've also
did.
mentioned it to you at least once or twice since then.
And I
But you
blocked
seem to
it from
keep
my
blocking
memory
it
every
out.
single time.
So Negan has this baseball bat called Lucille that's wrapped in barbed wire.
What a dick.
You know, as they've shown or mentioned on the show, the saviors will kill one person when they meet a new group just to let them know they mean business. And so when they met Rick's group, they lined a few of them up and kind of went eeny, meeny, miny, mo and ended up picking Glenn.
That's how they did it?
Yeah, and that was Glenn's last issue. And it was really sad. And Maggie was right there. Pregnant Maggie.
Oh my God.
So I have been speculating for a long time that, just to throw us off, I do think that Negan is going to show up in the final episode of this season and he's going to do that to somebody. But I really think, to throw us off, it's going to be somebody else besides Glenn. Although I have no idea. Like, you can't predict this show. And one thing that makes me think it might be Glenn is they already kind of faked us out with Glenn earlier this season.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. I don't think that they do it.
But on the other hand, it could be Abraham. It could be
Carol.
Yeah. There's signs of different people. It could be Maggie. Those are the. I think, in my opinion, Maggie is the top likelihood. If this even happens, it might not. It could be. The second likelihood is Glenn, in my opinion. Then maybe Abraham. Carol's on the list, but I don't know if I think it's going to be her. And then, I do think it's going to be a big one. So it could also be, people think Daryl, but I don't think Daryl. No way. Are
you telling me that he lines them up and then he bashes their head in with a baseball bat?
One of them.
I got to tell you. Just that knowledge, that might be the thing that makes me jump off. I mean, if that happens.
See, I'm kind of sorry I brought this up now, because I did show you that page in the comic, and I have brought it up since then. Maybe you'll forget again after this.
Yeah, maybe I will. That's probably what's going to happen.
But see, that's what those Polaroids were, I'm sure.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, you're right. I bet that's what it is. Because it did look like that people were laying on the ground like that. I thought they were zombies, but that's not it.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, God.
So it's pretty, it could be Rosita or Sasha too. But you know what? I could just be totally wrong. Like I said, I don't have any, other than just reading the comic, I don't have any knowledge of anything that's going to happen in the show. They've been kind of foreshadowing this, mentioning that Negan kills one person from the group, and they've also played with bats a lot, like when Glenn was at the trough in Terminus and there was a baseball bat, guy with a bat behind him.
Yep. Yeah.
And then he took the bat and he used it a few times since then. So that's kind of a nod to how he went in the comic.
Yeah, and there was a baseball. Somebody had a baseball at some point too, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
I thought somebody
be, yeah. Martin,
had a
maybe.
baseball at some point.
Yeah, it might have been Martin. I'm not sure. So what do you think? Do you have, I mean, I thought, because a lot of people are speculating on who they think a big character is going to die this season, and they're speculating on who it would be. And I figured, since we're a Walking Dead podcast and all, that we should at least have a conversation about it.
Okay, so if I had to pick somebody right now, it'd be Abraham.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Maybe
you know
that's
what?
maybe they're like softening us up, or making us not like him as much, so it won't be as hard of thing to lose him.
Yes, that's what they're doing. They're trying to make him into as big of a dick as possible.
One rude breakup, and that's what we guys have to watch out. Jeez,
That's right. I'm a hard-hearted Hannah.
I can understand that. All right, okay. Well, if I had to bet money on it, I wouldn't want to, because I really don't know, but I have a feeling Maggie.
Oh no, not Maggie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful when you break up a couple, because then the other person misses them. So, you know what? How about just nobody? How about this, Negan? I have a thought about what you can do with that baseball bat. You can form
Play baseball.
Yes, exactly. And you can form you can have a pickup game of people playing baseball.
And if you can't find a ball, there's plenty of zombie heads laying around.
Wait, what? Right, exactly. There's other things you can do with a baseball bat. The greatest game. It's America's game, Negan.
If it's wrapped in barbed wire, you can plow the fields with it.
Unwrap that baseball bat. It doesn't want to be wrapped in barbed wire.
Wrap
Stop
it up
that.
in some like cotton or something.
Negan, give peace a chance.
Maybe Negan will have a Nerf bat in the
Oh
show.
my god, that'd be so great. Fooled ya! It's a Nerf bat.
All right. Okay. I think that's good.
Enough.
For next week. I hope people didn't listen to that and get mad about being spoiled after I told them that there was going to be a big spoiler. He mentioned to me that he's about to publish an episode that is great for first timers. So just go on and look for the latest episode. It's going to be a 2-parter, but when you're hearing this, probably only part 1 will be out, but it's kind of a good primer for his whole show and everything. So check that out. All right, now I've got something really, this is a different ending for our show than we've ever had before, but it's serious. And one of our listeners, longtime listener, Jana Lee Curtis, wrote to me about something tragic that happened in her life. And I thought, it would be worth talking about, because there's kind of a message that she would like to get out. So
Absolutely.
I'm just going to read what she wrote. If I can get through it without crying. She says, "Our amazing son, Jake, died by suicide on October 30th, 2015. 122 days ago, our lives and his were interrupted tragically because of the greed and evil that one person executed on another. Jake was a smart, selfless, trusting young man, and he was taken in by someone on a dating app, specifically Kik, K-I-K. They talked him into taking a picture of himself and then immediately used it to blackmail him into giving them money, which he did. We are all agreed that his shame must have been so profound that he thought his life was over. They threatened his family, his school, and his job, the 3 most important parts of his life. I tell you this and ask you to please share this story. Talk with your kids about these terrible apps that are used to wreck your children's lives. If it can save even one person, his loss will not have been in vain. Jake and my daughter Michaela introduced me to the world of The Walking Dead, and I'm so grateful for the time we had together watching it and talking about it. One more memory to hold on to." So I asked her if there was any more particular message she wanted to get across. She said, "I just want people to be aware that a simple flirt on social media can turn into a desperate act. He knew better but decided to trust and do it anyway, and was immediately blackmailed and told his whole life was ruined. He would have graduated this semester with his bachelor's in history education. He was smart, but it didn't matter."
God, Jana Lee, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just
awful.
that's terrible, terrible tragedy.
And what I thought and I talked to her about this too, is I would just want to say to people, if something like that happens and it seems like it's going to be the end of the world, it probably isn't. And she agreed with that. You know, it would not have ruined his life if that stuff got out.
Right.
It might have been hard, but if something like that happens, you can get through it.
Yep.
You know, in the moment, things like that can seem like the end of the world. And I remember back when I was in high school, I just had a bad breakup, and this is the only time I've ever felt like this in my whole life. But I felt so depressed, and I felt like I didn't have any reason to live. And it sounds crazy just because of a breakup, but I really didn't. I think it lasted a few weeks. I was just so listless, and even my best friends, they were worried, right? And they were trying to give me reasons to live. What about like ice cream and stuff? But you know, I got through it, and I'm so thankful I did. And I probably wasn't really close to doing anything, but I'm really thankful I didn't, because I have Nico and I have this podcast and I have a great life. So anyway, if you know, some of our listeners have written in occasionally, you know, here and there about